Hi, it's Jules here from Tapping with Jules, and I have with me, I guess you'd say we were colleagues, weren't we, at one time? This is Susie Kim, and Susie, I'll just get you to introduce yourself and what you do these days for work.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm a relationship coach, and I also am a feminine guide. So I work with women, and what we're going to be working on today is this women's series that I have coming up. So
excellent, great. So Susie's agreed to volunteer to do a demonstration. So first we're going to do just what is like a typical sort of goal setting session to help Susie with something that she's been procrastinating on. And EFT is really good for procrastination. And then we'll do a recording of an actual session, or a few sessions actually, just so that we can follow and sort of track the progress. So Susie, just tell me a bit about the thing that you'd like to see if EFT can help you with. What's coming to you in terms of what you'd like to change or do differently?
Yeah, so it's really about getting stuck sometimes, right? At various stages around my work, right? Specifically around this program. And so I'll find that I can get into really beautiful flow states. And then sometimes I start procrastinating, and there might be a few little things going on there. Related to for sure old patterns around, could be anything. Could be anything.
Okay, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
So if we were going to be specific about a goal, so is there a particular program that you are working on? Like, tell me a bit about how that looks. Yeah.
Okay.
Where
so
you get
program. Okay. So where I get stuck. Okay. So right now, because I've changed the program to be from an in-person offering to an online offering, and I haven't yet announced it. And I've just gotten stuck because I've been changing a bunch of the back end details, but I'm also changing the curriculum and trying to make it fit better online. And just in the middle of all of that, I decided almost a week ago, and I still haven't announced it, which feels like a long time to me in the online space.
Yeah, that's right. And so if we were to make a goal, what feels like the kind of the first baby step for you?
Yeah, so I was reflecting on this because I realized I have a lot of first baby steps.
Okay. What's the first one?
So
let's just talk about the overall goal. So
so
just the broad, like if we were to have 3 or 4 weekly sessions, where would you like to be? What would you be doing?
The overall goal would be to basically continuously be inspired to show up and keep promoting and talking about this event, and doing all the relevant marketing as well for it. That would be the overall goal. And then the immediate goal is like just to launch the date change, really, and the format change.
Okay.
And then do you want me to go into baby steps?
Well, let me just check. So you'll notice I take lots of notes because your words are very important. So now tell me a little bit about the program and you're actually donating the funds for this, aren't you? So you feel free to have a little tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure. So the program's called Rest and Receive, and it's going to be an 8-week online series, or probably be more like 9 weeks now, a 9-week online series for women. And it is basically connecting women to their bodies, teaching them how to navigate emotions and their sensitivity, and ultimately connecting to their womb space, so as a source of kind of feminine intuition and knowing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've run these in person before?
I've run them in person as individual workshops, and they've been super powerful and transformational. And this is like a different beast, right? It's like a whole series, and it's like an actual course with a curriculum. And so it's quite a bit expanded.
Okay. And is this the first time that you've actually run it online?
Yes. Well, I've run one individual workshop online, but it's actually the first group container that I've run over this period of time, or ever, really.
Okay, so yeah, so it's based on things you've done before, but it is itself a new beast, as you say.
Yeah.
And it's quite expanded compared to the other ones that you've done. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. And so the sort of the problem for you said it's sort of to do with getting stuck. So can you sort of just tell me how that shows up for you? What that kind of looks like?
Yeah, so it'll look like me just not doing things that I'm meant to be doing, or that I would like to be doing, right? There's no set schedule for these things, but, you know, ideally I would like to be doing certain things. And it basically looks like me kind of avoiding it, taking my time. I always know I'm procrastinating when I'm like reading too much news. Right? So I'm turning to the news and I'm reading every single news website, because there's obviously so much news, right? About the war and all these things and the floods. And so, I just find myself kind of either putting it off or sometimes focusing on other things that also need to get done. Like my uni, I'm doing a uni course at the moment as well. So I could easily just put my attention into something else like that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Instead of just doing this. And it also looks like sometimes getting started and then feeling a bit stuck, especially around like making decisions. I find just a whole process in itself. And
around things like dates and formats and details that need to be shared, is that sort of
and around details that that feel like it took me a long time. Like it took me almost a week to decide to move the date of like the start date out by a week from what I'd already decided, you know? So details that I think are locking me in, basically.
Okay. And what do you mean by locking you in?
Sort of feeling like I need to make a decision that I then need to stick to for, you know, for a long time or for the rest of the time.
Okay.
Like the date.
Yeah, you do need to stick to the date once you make it, don't you? Okay. And is this sort of pattern of procrastination, does this feel like this has been an issue for you for a long time? Or is this kind of new since you've been in your own business, or?
I'd say it's pretty, it's been there in some way, shape or form for a long time, and it's softened over time for sure. I would say the history would be one of like sort of pushing a lot and pushing a lot to get, you know, from school, like to get good, not so much during school, but in year 12. Just when it really mattered. So just pushing a lot at the end, all through uni. I would just do like all-nighters, that kind of real push right at the end to get something done under pressure.
Right. Okay. So you've been doing your own work on this and it has softened, but it just continues to show up in these more subtle ways of, I'm not doing what I should be doing, I'm not doing what I'd like to be doing to actually get this program launched.
Yes, and I'm also not doing other things that like I'm also not just like resting in that time. It's like I'm not doing what I should be doing, so I'm just doing something dumb like reading the news forever.
That's
or for an hour.
Yes, I feel you. Like if I'm not going to do work I should be doing, then do something nice and relaxing, right? Not reading the news. Okay, so and so how would you like it to be different? Like what would it look like if the EFT sessions that we had done were really helpful to you? What would that look like instead?
So I would love, I guess I would love that period of feeling sort of that resistance or even that avoidance to be a lot shorter. And I would like to pop out of it quicker. And the thing is, like, I know I can pop out of it, but I don't always like take myself there. It's like that discipline and even just directing my focus back. So there's that. I think I would like to, it's almost like when there are big decisions to be made, or when something feels really mentally taxing or even overwhelming because there's different factors to consider, I would like that. It's almost like I would just love a bit more acceptance around that, because that's always going to happen and that's okay, and just kind of work it out, because obviously I'm extremely capable of doing that.
That's right. So acceptance around, what was that? Sorry, like when?
Like around the level of difficulty or challenge that's there.
Yeah.
And not to get just thrown off by it, or, you know, or overwhelmed and just leave the task, but just to kind of calmly make that decision, because in the end I always do. So I would just like to be able to do it, you know, in the moment or sooner, instead of delaying it.
Yeah. And not getting thrown off or overwhelmed in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sort of saying that you don't expect there to be no stuckness, but you just would like it to be shorter or less, for you to be more aware of it and able to kind of pop yourself out of it when it comes.
Really. Yeah. And, you know, and sometimes there is no stuckness. Like I go through periods where there's no stuckness, but it's okay if I'm hitting up against something. I just want it to be just a bit easier.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's a nice realistic goal. Not even saying I want it gone altogether. But I think you're right. It's, you know, it's just part of being in business for yourself, and it's like a normal thing. So you want to feel a bit more acceptance about it when it does come up. Okay. So what's something that you might be able to do that you can't do now if you'd had a few really effective EFT sessions? Like what might be something, like a measurable something that you could say, this was something I was really struggling with, but I've been able to do it with ease and flow.
Okay. So if it was after a few sessions, I think it would be things like creating additional resources for the course, because that's something that can take time, but it doesn't have to, like a lot of time. So that could be done really quickly.
It's a bit hard because you've never had a EFT session with a practitioner, have you, before? So you probably just don't even really know what's possible. What about after one session? What would be what would really help you? Like, you're here on Island A and here's Island B. What could EFT help you get to Island B? Like something
great.
measurable.
Like today it would be just getting all the pieces together and just announcing the date change. And you know, it would be like doing the Instagram post, the Facebook post, changing the text on the event, changing the curriculum. So there's a few little bits and pieces in there, but that is maybe sending out an email, you know, so it's like doing that, just announcing it and releasing it. Yeah.
Really good. So that's a nice clear goal. So I'm just going to put this on where I put the goal. So getting all the pieces together to, you want to announce the date change and the format change.
Funny that it feels big, right? Even though it's not, like, that's the thing that I find hilarious. Like, it's like, oh, it's just a date change and a format change, but yeah.
I know. But the thing ain't the thing, as we say, as Mo says in EFT. So announcing the date change and the format change, and so that would be via an email and Instagram, Facebook. Is that right? Like, kind of, that's where you'll do the announcing. And is there much getting the details together? Like, is there what is there to kind of get together? You just have to change the event.
Yep. So I have to change the event description. I have to still change the curriculum and tweak that. I guess I have to prepare, you know, Instagram tiles, and then I have to create, just the email. I've got a post already, and then just put it all together. Okay.
So maybe changing the curriculum, we might put that to the side because that feels like a bit of a big chunk by itself.
Although I've worked on that, and that is part of the website.
Okay, cool. All right. But so in terms of a goal, what if we work towards that today? Like you'd like to be able to do this today? Yep, that you want to be able to change the event description and get the details together to announce the date and the format change on email, Instagram, and Facebook. Does that feel like that's a good goal? Okay, that feels like a realistic sort of a goal to me. Just a few other little questions. What positive experiences could happen for me if I achieve this goal?
Well, I'd feel like relieved.
Yeah.
I'd feel excited. With also the positive experience of people knowing about the date change and suddenly knowing that it might be available to them because it's online now.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Yeah, I think they would be the main ones.
Okay.
Excitement. Yeah.
Cool. And any good reasons to kind of stay stuck and not change anything?
Yeah, I think there is probably a part of me that enjoys being stuck, in the subconscious.
Yeah.
It's very familiar.
Okay. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. And what is getting in my way of preventing me from achieving this on my own at the present time?
It could be a little bit of fear of kind of like staking my ground again. It feels like I'm staking my ground again in some way,
Sure.
I guess a little bit of fear of like even self-expectation of how I should be showing up. And what that looks like behind the scenes. I think there's something around, because it's feminine work. It's almost like I sort of worked with this before of like needing to be a really perfect feminine leader, always doing my practices, always regulated, always nourishing myself, always, so so there's sort of that expectations of that. Potential just fear really of whatever, the unknown, doing something new.
Sure. All right, excellent. So just tell me, just thinking about the goal, how sort of safe does it feel to make this change?
Yeah, it's so interesting because in my head, it is safe, but I think it's probably only feeling about 50 to 60% safe.
Yeah. Okay. And just tell me as a percentage how much this feels true. I feel worthy, or I feel that I deserve to make this change.
70%.
Yep. I am motivated to create this change.
A hard one, because I am, but then I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So sort of see in this bit, we sort of like put the sort of intellectual, rational mind to the side because it thinks that yes, I'm highly motivated, but it's sort of the deeper. It's more. So just guess a number. Really, don't think about it too much.
Okay, like 50%.
Okay. And I'm confident about making this change.
Yeah, like 50%.
Yeah. And it feels possible that I can make this change.
Yeah, like 60%.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's good. So that's plenty of room for improvement. Excellent. And so I just like to make a few little statements around what might be some limiting beliefs that you have, and you've sort of let a few of them pop out. So it might be things like, around fear, around being stuck, around expectations of yourself needing to be perfect. I don't know. Can you think of any that come to mind?
Yeah, so I think something even around being like, they're all relevant. I would say like, I think there's something around, like it's safe to be stuck or something like that would be probably some sort of a limiting belief.
Okay, so if we make that as a statement, it's safe to be stuck. What percentage does that feel true today?
Yeah, quite a lot, about 80%.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And any others? What about if we say something like, I procrastinate often, like just a really kind of broad, what percentage would that feel true?
Yeah, that would feel true. Oh, it's so funny. There's different parts of me saying different things. So
Yeah. Well, it might be
yeah,
different in relation to work, to other stuff. Like you can,
yeah,
you know.
it is different. But yeah, like I would say at least 60, maybe 70%. I'd say that's
Sure. Yep. No worries.
yeah.
And any others that sort of come to mind around maybe what some of the fears are, or the expectation of yourself, or
I think it could be even just something like, I don't deserve to take up space.
yeah.
And I think that's especially relevant. I don't know, it's sometimes hard with the war stuff and the flood stuff, just to, like, I know I've got the reasons, like it's still important. It's like, if that's why work like this is important, but sometimes I just feel like there's just so much noise out there.
That's right. Okay. So if we say that statement, I don't deserve to take up space, what percentage does that feel true at the moment?
Yeah, probably like 60 to 70.
Yeah.
Maybe even higher.
Yeah. And does that feel like just a thing at the moment because of what's happening in the world, or is that a bit of a theme for you?
I feel like it's especially alive right now. I would say it was a childhood theme.
Yeah.
And it fluctuates. It would be like it's something I've worked on quite a bit, but it comes up, I think, in moments of stress. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Sure. Anything else around, you said something around making decisions, like that making decisions feels
difficult,
challenging, difficult. So
yeah.
is that more in relation to business, or just in general? Do you have trouble with that? Or
I would say in general, I really like opening to possibilities. I don't like locking down.
Okay. So what about, would we say something like making decisions feels like locking me in, or something? You said something like that was really
locking me in. I think it's like, I don't like to be, it could be either like, I find it difficult to make decisions, right? That might lock me in. Because if it's just lunch or something, I don't care. I'm happy to make that decision.
Yeah. So I find it difficult to make decisions that lock me in. How much does that feel true?
Yeah, I would say that feels really true, like 80% true.
Sure. Yep. Good. Excellent. Just having a look to see if there's anything else. What about something that reflects the kind of fear that you're talking about?
I think that when I tune into the fear, it's sort of like I feel or I perceive some sort of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think it is my own pressure, but it's it's probably something to do with perfectionism. It's probably something to do with like I will never live up to, it's probably parents, right? Like something like I will never live up to my own expectations or something, or I will never be the perfect embodiment of everything that I'm teaching or something like that, It's
okay.
Which is
What about if we said it in a positive way? Or no, let's see.
I will never be perfect. I don't know if that's
well, your words are best. How much does that feel true?
It's true, but then I instantly jump in and go, but you don't have to be perfect, and you don't, you know what I mean? Like there's lots of ways around
the intellectual, rational mind that you've been working on.
Yes.
What about if we just said, I will never live up to my own expectations?
I will never live up to my own expectations. like, I think yes. Okay. My intellectual mind is definitely getting in, because I'm like, yeah, but it's really my parents' expectations. That's where it came from. And
yeah,
well,
we can say my parents' expectations if
yeah. Oh, I've got so much resistance to that as well. That's so interesting. So funny. Yeah, but no, probably any of them are fine, and they're all pointing to the same thing,
Yeah, okay. Well, if we just say own expectations,
yeah.
what percentage does that feel true? I'll never live up to my own expectations.
Yeah, I'd say about like 50. It's 50 to 60. It's an interesting one. It's probably higher.
Doesn't matter.
But doesn't matter. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we're kind of just, we're just whacking stuff down, and then we'll just come back to it each week, and we'll check in, and you'll see that some things have gone up and some things have gone down a little bit. And so we're not kind of married to it. It's just
Great. We're not locked in.
No, we're not locked in. Any other, you get the idea of kind of limiting beliefs. I mean, they might come out as we're going through the work actually as well.
I think that the taking space, I think we could even do around. Yeah, I wonder if we do one around, like, it's safe for me to receive, all of the women or something, who want to join the program, something around that, like more safe to expand or something. I guess it's similar to taking up space, but you see what I mean?
Yeah, but well, what if we said it's safe for me to expand my business in this way?
Yeah,
because that relates to receiving the women and welcoming the women.
Yeah.
How does that resonate?
Yeah.
It's safe for me to expand my business in this way, or do I say it a different way?
It's safe for me to expand into this my business in this way. It's safe for me to expand into this next stage of my business.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay, and how much does that feel true just today? It's safe for me to expand into this next stage of my business.
Yeah, right now it only feels about 50% true.
Yep. Great. Okay. And there was something that you said when we were chatting about this offline yesterday. You said for the goal to be no flurry.
No what?
No flurry. Like you said, I don't like that I have to feel pressured to do stuff, that I want to be just like kind of plodding along rather than procrastinating and then that was how I interpreted it. But
Absolutely.
I'm just wondering whether it might be.
I think that would be like, I need, like, if it's a limiting belief, it would be like, I only do the difficult tasks under pressure or something, or I need pressure in order to.
I need pressure. Yeah.
I need pressure in order to, do the difficult tasks. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Yeah.
I need pressure, or I only work hard under pressure, or something like that. Yeah, I only work hard under pressure.
Which one feels better? I need pressure in order to do the difficult tasks.
I need pressure. That feels more adult, and then the young one is more like, I only work hard under pressure. That would be the younger one. So maybe we can go with the younger one. Yeah.
So what's the younger one?
I only work hard under pressure.
Okay, and how much does that feel true?
Yeah, like 60%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so weird, because to my younger self it probably feels more true. Anyway.
That's
like,
all right. You're all of them,
higher.
right? Your adult self, younger self is still there. And there was something interesting that you said around fear of staking my ground again. Has that sort of already been reflected in what we've
It's similar to taking up space. And comes into that expansion a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've captured that. All right. That feels really good. So so that's kind of the end of the goal setting part of the session. So the goal is to today, like probably this afternoon, would it be? you're going to change the event description and announce the date and the format change via email and Instagram and Facebook. That's it? Yeah. All right. So we will come back and do some work on that. Thank you, Susie. That's it for now.